attendance tonight.
Yes, we do.
In addition, hey, coming up a little later on the show, we're going to talk to the author of this book right here. I hope you guys got your Nikola Jokic bobbleheads. Well, we're going to talk a little more in depth about Nikola Jokic when we come back. But first, oh my goodness, you go to Nuggets games and, I was there for this. They can all say they were there for the Jamal Murray game, and that's what this was.
Yeah, that's exactly what this was.
Yeah.
It was that game from the start. I mean, Jamal Murray, you worry about games like this right prior to the All-Star break because are you going to go on break early or are you going to play the game and then get to the break afterwards? And Jamal played the game from the start, was very aggressive in every action, right? I mean, he looked to score every single time. And then if the defense presented something that he didn't like, then he could move the ball on. I loved it.
Let's go all in, presented by the Ball Corporation. And I tell you, Jamal was definitely all in tonight. Look at the numbers.
That's crazy.
Just look at the numbers. Now, he took a lot of shots. As soon as he climbed to 40, every single Nugget on the court looked for Jamal Murray.
Yeah, the thing about that, though, 36 shots to get 55 points. Okay. I mean, it was like 54 shots to get 55 points. That's something different. But what he was is what we're seeing here in these highlights. And that is just every time the ball hit his hands, he was ready to do something with it in a scoring sense. And, this is the kind of the Jamal Murray that we need on a game-to-game basis. We're talking about being aggressive. When Jamal Murray scores like this, the Nuggets are
they're not gonna lose.
Yeah, there's as good a team as you find in the NBA. And so to get him to this space, we've seen him have a great February, and he finished the pre-All-Star portion of this in style.
The most impressive thing about these numbers, you have clamored all year long, take more threes.
Yeah.
He took 15 of them tonight.
Yeah, I just want him to take 20 shots every single game,
Yeah.
just total, because he is capable of these kind of nights. I mean, he's just a supremely talented player, and I just think sometimes when defenses start presenting him with just a lot of bodies, he gets a little bit passive, he moves the ball on, and sure, those are the right plays, but this basketball team needs him to score.
Hey, this ain't the first time Jamal's got himself a 50 burger. We've seen a few of these. In fact, when you look at what he's done in Nuggets history, he's eclipsed 50 points or more than any other Nugget. I mean, he's done it more times in the regular and the postseason. The thing is, he can do it in both. It's not just regular season. We've seen him do it in the playoffs.
Well, and the thing that really, kind of separates him apart is it's not always just, if somebody gets to these, you can just point straight to the three-point line and go, he probably hit 10, 12 three-pointers. Like, that's what happened. Jamal Murray had 18 points in the paint in this game. So this is just 21 from 3, 18 in the paint. So he did it from everywhere, and we're seeing the tweets here.
That is the third most points ever by a Denver Nugget, 76 by David Thompson. I'm not sure if anybody will get to that. We saw Nikola Jokic get to 56 earlier this season in a loss, believe it or not.
Yep.
And then, of course, Jamal with 55. For a while there, I thought he was going to get to 60.
Oh, I did too. I was rooting for 60. At the point that you could pass 50, you might as well get to 60. I think about 4 minutes to go in that game too.
The other milestone, I mean, this one is, this happens every other night. 25th time this season, Nikola Jokic registers a triple-double.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Yeah, exactly right. He's just a look. He's Neo. He's Superman. He's every superhero that you could think of. But also, look, he took full advantage of a Portland team that had only one player that's standing over about 6'10", and that was Donovan Clingan. Everybody else out injured. They couldn't stop him the other day. They can't stop him again tonight. The thing about Nikola that's really impressive is every single night he does this. And I can't underscore. Anytime you hear somebody say it's easy to score points in this league, it is not easy to score points in this league. And it is not easy to do this thing every single night the way Nikola does it. And so that is just very, to me, it's the most impressive thing. These defenses are tailored to stop him. Those players are ready to hold him down to a number, and nobody can do it. It's really impressive.
When we come back, the author who has authored the most complete book on Nikola Jokic, Mike Singer, will join us live in studio.
I know that guy.
We talk about the Nuggets, red hot to the All-Star break, 8 in a row, 8 straight. Show, post-game live, brought to you by your Front Range Toyota stores. We are pleased to be joined by the author of this book right here, Why So Serious? The best, most complete book on Nikola Jokic. And Mike Singer, how long did it take you to author this, start to finish?
I'd been working on this for about a year and a half, and it finally came out this past December, and the reception I've got from Nuggets fans, from people in Serbia, is incredible. I cannot thank you guys enough.
Well, you deserve a ton of credit. I devoured this in a day, and it's been a while since I read it because it came out before Christmas, but there are so many interesting factoids. I thought I knew everything I needed to know about Nikola, but his childhood and how he had to be pushed a little bit into basketball. My favorite, when one of his relatives said, yeah, you can do the horse, but you got to play basketball to do the horse.
There are so many things that you would assume about Nikola, but you would have no idea unless I did this research, unless I went to Serbia, I went to Sombor, talked to people in his family, talked to his first coaches, his dad, his godfather, people who, frankly, we had never talked to. Altitude, I was at the Denver Post for 5 years, people we had never connected with, and the story was incomplete. I had covered Joker for 5 years at the Post, and I felt like I knew a fraction of his story. I think the public knew a fraction of his story, and that was kind of the challenge. Can I unearth more about this guy that is the best player in the world?
Yeah, and getting people to talk is really hard. I mean, the reason why we didn't know much about Nikola is because nobody talks about him. And
nobody speaks Serbian.
Well, and you were able to do that. And look, I mean, we both worked at the Denver Post at different times. It's very, very difficult to get people to talk who don't want to talk. Talk about the process of getting people to trust you enough to be able to do a work like this.
Look, when you go to Belgrade, when you go to Sombor, when you fly across the world, that shows a level of investment that I don't know how many people had ever done. Nikola and I had a good rapport, again, from those 5 years at the Denver Post, and I felt like if I did the requisite work, if I talked to the right people around him, people who he grew up with, his first coaches, earliest teammates, all the people in that vein, I trusted that he was going to give me the time of day. He didn't promise me, he didn't tell me anything, but